The tension is upstairs. The negotiation by Victor Gökereş, that name that is shaking Emirates, follows with fire behind the scenes. The player, ready to wear the red shirt, has already agreed the personal terms, a 5-season contract, but it still has to be right with Sporting. They lock the deal and want $70 million fixed, while Arsenal proposed $65 million more variable. Gap grows, but the player's desire does not hesitate. The crowd feels something big is sprouting. Gökereş, with an attitude of fire in the eye, has already stated that he will no longer step on Sporting's CT, something unusual. He wants to play in Arsenal, he wants to feel the heat of the fans at Emirates, and is putting his salary on the table. Yes, you heard well. It gave up $2 million to help the club close the deal. This kind of sacrifice is not just a commitment, it is love. The board observes the player with admiration, and the negotiation remains intense. Meanwhile, tension increases between clubs. Sporting remains firm in the order of $70 million fixed, while Arsenal tries to appeal to combined values. The conversations are hot, rolling at night, with calls between presidents, agents, and intermediaries. It may seem locked, but we are close to here we go. A false step there, an adjustment around here, and the Bulls' bomb can get out of the oven. The pressure, both from the outside and from the field, is gigantic. Arsenal fans feels in the chest that this business can define the future of the team, and you know what it is like. It calls Gökereş's name in the comments, send it to the Zap group, talk to everyone you know. If you put this energy, the club will feel the positive weight. There are times when cheering pulls, and it seems that now is one of those. Right? I believe, if you trust, Arsenal will win the next game. And don't stop there. About Gabriel Martinelli. Forget any trip to Saudi Arabia. Al Nassr, the club of Ronaldo, has nothing crawled. All speculations so far are just this. Rumors. Martinelli is still firm in Emirates, and Arteta has him for the season. This data is important for those who love to see the Brazilian flying on the flank, getting goals and assists. Al Nassr, in the meantime, is reorganizing the house after extending the CR7 contract. They rethought the cast profile and seem to have changed the schedule, replacing Martinelli out of the plans. So, twisted, if someone says the boy leaves, he can ignore. Here it is, Arsenal. Here is breed, claw, and red blood. Martinelli is part of our future and is still available to shine. Speaking of brightness, there is another name that has given something to say. Rafael Leão from AC Milan. The Portuguese has a huge clause, $150 million, but can paint for much less, about $70 million. A huge discount to a player of that level. Leo could bring creative explosion to our attack, that touch that we need to jump into the performance. It will be a heavy internal debate in the offices. If they arrive with a lion, we get a guy who can unbalance. If not, there is Noni Madueke, a safer, consistent player with the potential to keep the standard in 50 games per season. The decision is strategic. Someone who raises the team's ceiling or someone who holds the wave always delivers. And we know that the choice will impact the entire tactical dynamics of Arteta. So what will be the way? Arsenal takes light takes, goes safely, or goes with everything, risks, buy to shine, climb level? We know that the great moments are made of high bets, but the nervousness hits. What if it goes wrong? What if the safe mode is ideal for the whole season? This decision will reverberate on the field, and the crowd will feel every detail. Declare, "Come on, Arsenal." It is believed that the title is still possible. What's more, behind the scenes, details about the negotiation of Mascara with Valencia. Arsenal seeks the young defender for about $20 million, a clause that can be activated. But Valencia has already closed with Jarek Gierowski, who leaves on loan. The consequence? Less options, and Valencia can change the game with the loss of a defender, influencing the pace of selling to Arsenal. Arsenal wants to adjust the payment, dilute the installments, and not hit the integer at once to keep the cashier fluid. Financial fair play allows time off, but immediate spending turns on the alert. They need liquidity to close other parts. The negotiation becomes dance, installment, extra clauses, safe, all to close without breaking the bank and ensuring efficient reinforcements. What do you think? Should the team prioritize a defender with clause and close soon, or keep calm and try to bargain payments? All financial control can represent the difference between closing more reinforcements or tying the market. The board does not want to invent too much, but also knows that if you do not close now, you risk the short life of the target. This market phase is full of tension, pressure, expectation, everything at the same time. And we, fans, feel it together, dawn, drinking coffee and looking Twitter. When a name comes in to be debated, the explosion of hope is real, that cold in the belly that only the beginning of the season brings. And with open arms, we await the next piece of this puzzle. Declare, I'm Gunner. If you support the team in any situation, victory or defeat. And so we follow, with negotiations that saw nights, strategic decisions, players' will, and cheerleaders. It's not over yet. The market is still hot, and soon more critical points come to comment. The next video will bring the official confirmation, the closed amount, the presentation at Emirates, and of course the reactions of the guys, the commentators, the stars. It is connected there because it comes bomb, and those who follow until the end will understand the impact of each hiring on the style of play and our dreams. I didn't even finish, and I'm eager for the next update. The season will start, the choices will be tested, and the channel brings everything firsthand to you, which has Arsenal in the heart. Declare confident if you think Arsenal will win away from home this week. Here we don't stop. The next Arsenal news today will shed light on each stage of the cast assembly, show the impact of the market, and bring that feeling of being inside the locker room. Do you believe we are still going up more? So follow us on this exciting walk, because the game is just starting. And now this holds because the last information will explode his head. Victor Gökereş has officially reported to Sporting that he does not return to training with the group. The player is irreducible, the locker room is in shock, and the board of the Portuguese club is completely pressured. The bomb burst behind the scenes at dawn, and the reaction was immediate. Arteta called Edu Gaspar straight, and the message was clear. Closes this man now. There is no return. There is no more space for small conversation. Arsenal goes with everything, in full force, to close this business. And I'll tell you, this is the boldest card of the Mikel Arteta era. We are talking about an attacker at the hungry physical peak who agreed to cut from his own pocket to wear the Gunners shirt. Who does this today? Who is willing to lose millions just to realize a dream? This guy was born Gunner. There is no more room for doubt. Emirates will explode when it first enters the field, and if Sporting is still trying to hold more, the player himself will press publicly. The Portuguese crowd is already turning against the board. The climate is of war. And attention, Rafael Leão is now a name that has returned in full force in the London corridors. The fall of Milan in the table and the discount of more than $60 million in the value of the clause made Edu personally call the ace representatives. They want to set up an elite attack champions title. The Arsenal is thirsty, it has appetite, and the board of the board is just one. We want to raise the Premier League. Last season was learning. Now it's blood in the eyes. The big question of the week now is, will Arsenal close Gökereş and Leão in the same market? Have you ever imagined the impact of this? Two monsters coming to Emirates, one with brute force, the other with technical genius. The English press has already begun to divide. There is a journalist saying that it is crazy to spend all this. Others claim that Arsenal will be the team to be beaten. And I say with all the letters, this can be the best transfer window in the history of Arsenal. Nothing less. So I want to know about you now. Do you think with these reinforcements Arsenal will be champion of the Premier League, or do you still think a piece of this puzzle is missing? Answer in the comments. Let's set fire to this debate. And oh, if you want to follow all the next movements, the next confirmations, the next here we go straight from the battlefield, run now and access the complete playlist with all bombastic news, transfers, hot rumors, and exclusive analysis is fixed in the comments and also on the final screen of this video. Does not mark silly. Activates the bell in all, because at any time can be official confirmation with exclusive backstage video directly from Arsenal concentration. You will want to see this before everyone. And if there's one thing I assure you is, this season won't forgive anyone who blinkers. So right there in the comments, Creed in Arsenal, if you also believe this is the title season. Let's go up, Red Army.